Kensington Palace is considering legal action over a leaked letter Meghan Markle wrote to her father, according to reports. The 5-page letter was shared by Thomas Markle Esor and has since been widely reprinted around the world. The private correspondence from the Duchess of Sussex to her father has been widely publicised and scrutinised since it was first published on Sunday. And aides at Kensington Palace are reported to be considering whether or not to take a stand over the public disclosures, taking legal advice before pregnant Meghan decides if she wants to take formal action, reports the Daily Telegraph. Meghan's estranged half-sister Samantha has said that their mutual father Thomas is prepared to release more of the letter. Thomas Jr., half-brother to the Duchess, told the Mirror that the father-daughter relationship was broken beyond repair. Meghan is not thought to have seen her dad since he required heart surgery days before her Windsor wedding to Prince Harry. That health episode came soon after it emerged Thomas Markle Esor had trousered cash to pose for photos of him preparing for the royal wedding. The exact nature of the legal action is not known. However, under UK law, the Duchess owns the copyright of the handwritten letter, which was first published as a world exclusive in the Mail on Sunday. The leak came the same week 5 friends of Meghan revealed that the letter existed to US celebrity magazine People, as they came to defense of the Duchess, who has faced repeated criticism from her own family. The friends disclosed she had told her father, "Dad, I'm so heartbroken, I love you. I have one father. Please stop victimizing me through the media so we can repair our relationship." One friend continued, "He writes her a really long letter in return and he closes it by requesting a photo op with her. And she feels like, that's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm telling you I don't want to communicate through the media, and you're asking me to communicate through the media." But the plea apparently did not have the desired effect, as Thomas Markle responded by showing the letter to the Mail on Sunday, which published emotional excerpts. He said the way the letter was presented in People vilified him. He added, "It was presented as her reaching out and writing the loving letter in the hope of healing the rift, but the letter isn't like that at all. I have the right to defend myself." Fans of the Duchess have recently criticized Kensington Palace for failing to protect her from negative coverage. Kensington Palace, who declined to comment to the Daily Telegraph, also declined to comment to the Daily Mirror. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are bracing themselves for further heartache after fears that Thomas Markle could be preparing to release more extracts from a deeply personal letter the Duchess wrote to him after the royal wedding. This past weekend, Markle granted the Mail on Sunday access to a letter, over 5 pages long, that Meghan Markle wrote him last August, in which she pleaded, "If you love me, please stop lying. Please stop exploiting my relationship with my husband. Your actions have broken my heart into a million pieces, not simply because you have manufactured such unnecessary and unwarranted pain, but by making the choice to not tell the truth as you are puppeteered in this. Something I will never understand," she wrote to him. Meghan is said to be at her wit's end over her father's decision to continue giving interviews, despite her pleas with him to stop speaking out. Kensington Palace has declined to comment on the letter, while sources close to the Duchess say she has no plans to comment, fearing it could escalate an already difficult situation. She cares for her dad, and has concerns for him and his mental health, which is one of the reasons she doesn't want to comment on this, says a source. "It's a very complex, very emotional situation, and let's not forget she is 7 months pregnant." Last week, People revealed the truth about Meghan by speaking to 5 friends, who all spoke on condition of anonymity and revealed how Meghan had tried to put the record straight regarding her relationship with her father. The friends claimed that Meghan repeatedly tried to contact her father, who missed her wedding after suffering a heart attack. They are worried for the Duchess's own emotional well-being because of the strain she is under. Markle said he had planned to keep the letter private, but felt that after Meghan's friends rushed to her defense and attacked him via People magazine, he had no choice but to defend himself. "The letter was presented in a way that vilified me and wasn't true," he told the Mail on Sunday. The full contents of the letter were not made public, and more details could be released this weekend. Meghan is said to be devastated that her 74-year-old dad has once again betrayed her privacy. In the handwritten letter, some of which was printed in the Mail on Sunday over the weekend, the Duchess begged her father to stop talking to the papers, so they could try to work through their difficulties. It has also emerged that the Queen is concerned about the situation between Meghan and her father. A family friend has told Vanity Fair that the monarch is aware of the family rift, and urged Prince Harry and Meghan to try to sort out the situation with Markle before Christmas. She told them both that the whole thing was becoming a nightmare, and that they should try and sort things out, according to the friend. Buckingham Palace refused to comment on the claim. Markle's decision to share his daughter's letter with the press is further evidence of how strained the relationship is. Those close to Meghan and Harry say that Markle's decision to speak out to the press again has likely cost him any chance of a reconciliation, and that Harry is angry and upset that his father-in-law, who he has yet to meet, is still speaking to the press. While it is said to be a very emotional time for the Sussexes, they are continuing with their public engagements, which include a visit to the Natural History Museum tomorrow night and a visit to Morocco later this month. Sarah Ferguson has spoken about the relationship she had with Princess Diana after they both married into the royal family. The two women, who married brothers Prince Charles and Prince Andrew, seemed to be good friends and were often seen at official and casual events together. But there were also rumors of tension and a rivalry between the two women, which Fergie has now addressed as part of a new campaign. She's now claimed the two women never felt any sort of rivalry towards each other. In an open letter published in Hello! To support their #Hello to Candace campaign, she hinted at how people have been comparing Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton by referring to comments which were made about her and Diana. She writes, "Women, in particular, are constantly pitted against and compared with each other in a way that reminds me of how people tried to portray Diana and me all the time as rivals, which is something neither of us ever really felt." Hello's online positivity campaign was launched as a response to a rise in abusive comments about Meghan and Kate. Sarah writes, "Take a look at any website, and you'll see extraordinarily abusive comments aimed not only at people in the public eye but also other internet users. Bullying, sniping, bitching, even the most appalling sexism, racism and homophobia are commonplace. It seems that online, anything goes. I believe that it's time to take a stand. This isn't about freedom of speech. The truth is, it's not acceptable to post abuse or threats on social media or news sites. And it's not acceptable to harangue other users simply because they disagree with you. It's not acceptable to pit women against one another all the time." Earlier this year it was revealed that palace staff spend hours every week dealing with nasty and offensive comments on the royal family's official social media accounts. A royal source told the magazine, "The palace has always monitored comments, but it's a hugely time-consuming thing. They can block certain words, but some of it is quite serious." Over the course of last year, with hundreds of thousands of comments, there were 2 or 3 that were violent threats. You can delete and report and block people, and the police have options around particular people. It's something you have to manage because there's no other way to control it. Camilla Parker Bowles and Prince Charles may be happily married now, but when the pair first struck up a romance in the 70s, old royal customs meant the two could not be married, according to royal historian Robert Lacey. The stiff traditions of the royal family would go on to cause one of the most infamous love triangles in royal history, which ultimately saw the breakdown of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. In the 2017 Netflix documentary, The Story of Diana, the forbidden relationship between Prince Charles and Camilla is explored in greater depth. Mr. Lacey says, "I actually feel quite sorry for Camilla. Just as Diana was caught by antiquated values, so Camilla was also trapped. Prince Charles and Camilla had been engaged in a passionate romance in the 70s, however, their relationship was forced to end because of one backward royal rule: the heir to the throne could not marry a woman who had been in previous relationships. In contrast to Camilla, the virginal figure of 19-year-old Lady Diana Spencer was seen as the perfect bride for the future King of England, and according to Express.co.uk, the match was encouraged by the royal family. Mr. Lacey continues, Charles meets Diana, but right from the beginning there's the shadow of Camilla there all the time. The royal historian also analyzed the now famous photograph of Princess Diana walking next to her future husband's mistress at the Ludlow races in 1980. Mr. Lacey says, it's a very sad photograph. You look at that picture, and you think, what is going through the minds of those two women? Camilla, already Charles' mistress, and the girl beside her who is going to discover. When you see that, I certainly feel pity for Diana, because she's about to get involved in a big game that she didn't know half the details of at that stage.